and I probably,
There we go.
because then I would never forget. Okay, now starting over. Okay, so today we're going to talk about unlocking your potential and the success cycle. So, kind of what can help you get to success, what to do when you get stuck, how to jump in. And as I mentioned, this is all kind of modified from a teaching of Justin Nelson. Okay, this is pretty basic, but very true. Like if you guys are choosing to be here, just be present. Don't take notes. Don't be on your phones. Like if you really want the key to changing your business, changing your success, commit to being fully present. Okay. So if you guys want to unlock your full potential, this is something that truly can unlock anything you want in life. This could be personal, this can be business, but it really starts with identifying your internal beliefs. Not your internal belief of what you say you want, but your actual authentic internal belief. So if you say, I'm going to go and get 3 deals this week, but internally you don't believe that you can do that, you're not going to get 3 deals this week. If you say you want to unlock your full potential and learn this success cycle, but you're doing other things at the same time, you don't really want to do that. You're not going to unlock your full potential. So really just digging into that internal authentic belief and reprogramming that belief, not just saying the words that you need. I am going to just really dig in today. Some of this is going to be a little uncomfortable, but we're going to dig in and really kind of pay attention to that belief system and help you get to where you want to be. So we're going to start with a quick 60-second exercise. Cameron, this might be a little tricky for you if you're in the car, but we're going to take just 60 seconds. And I want you guys to make a list of the things you want to change in your life or your business. Things that you authentically want, not something that Matt said you should do, not something that I said you should do. What does Ramil want? What does Cameron want? What does Matt want that you want to change in your business or your life? And during the 60 seconds, we are going to just write down everything that comes to mind. You're not going to judge yourself. You're not going to filter your thoughts. You're just making a random 60-second quick checklist. Okay? Go. Okay. Now I want you guys to look at that list and I want you to pick one thing on that list that has the most emotional charge for you. So it's either something that scares the living daylights out of you or something that just lights a fire under you and makes you super excited. So just circle that one, and then we're going to come back to that. All right. There are 3 things that are stopping you from success. The first and most prominent is that we are too smart. We are arrogant, we are intellectually closed, and we are fiercely committed to staying the same. We don't want to change because change is uncomfortable. So we build all of these stories that keep us comfortable and keep us right where we're at. Even though we say we don't want to be where we're at, we keep ourselves exactly where we are right now. Growth-minded people are open to learning. They don't come to a conversation like this and say, I know exactly what to do. I know where she's going. They say, what can I learn from this? I'm going to tap in and listen today and figure out what I can learn because there's got to be something in here that I don't know that I can take it away and apply it in my life. How many of you guys can say that you've gone into a training or a webinar or something and you're like, I already know what they're doing. Like, I'm going to go ahead and just do something on my own. I'll maybe tap in, maybe I'll catch some nuggets, but I pretty much already know all of this. I do that a lot. I am transparently probably one of the people that thinks that I'm not going to learn anything from this. I'm just going to go support them. But when I really tap in, almost every time that I go to something, even if it's someone that's maybe not at the same level of success as I am, I still learn something because we're all humans. We're all different. There's all different ways to get to things. So shutting off that, stop thinking you're the smartest person in the room. Stop thinking that you're the smartest person in your business and start being open to learning from others. The second thing is the low level of presence. We all feel this every day. I'm sure we all contribute to this every day, right? You're in the room, but you're not really in the room. You're distracted, right? And it might be deals falling apart. It might be relationships, social media. I feel like every single meeting I'm in, whether it's Zoom or in person, people are looking at their phone because we have this sense of I'm going to save the world. If I miss a message, I'm going to miss something big. And so we aren't present. We're not in the moment. And truly, presence is a gift. So being present and in the moment is going to help you move forward in your success as well. I mean, how many of you guys have sat in a conversation with someone and been like, why did I even have coffee with them or whatever? Because you got about 5 words in and everything else was like, oh, just a second. Oh, just a second.
And I mean, on the flip side, I mean, think about how powerful it feels to be around somebody who is also really busy and they give you undivided time,
Yes.
right? Like it's such a cool feeling.
Yeah. And the irony of it is we can sit there with our clients and turn off our phones because we know that we want them to feel our presence, but we can't sit there and do it with our kids. We can't sit there and do it with our team. We can't sit there and do it with our spouse. It's so like presence is a choice. And unfortunately, we are just choosing not to be present 90% of the time. And then of course, the third, and I think this is a huge driving factor, is fear. And fear is one of two things. Either your fear of not feeling worthy, or you're afraid that if you take some action or do something, you won't be loved. So either you don't feel worthy, or you're afraid that love is going to get taken away from you. So this is a success cycle. If you guys have a piece of paper, I would write this down just so you can really solidify it. Put 4 squares on a piece of paper. You've got belief and potential in the top two, and then down below it, actions and results. This is the success cycle. You have a belief. Your belief feeds your potential or builds your potential. Your potential, you write your actions are as a result of your potential, and then your results are a result of your action, right? And it's just this continuous loop. So let's think of some negative beliefs you might have right now. Buyers aren't buying, sellers aren't selling, sellers have unrealistic expectations. Like, what are some things you guys are hearing out there or feeling about the market right now? What's a negative belief you have about business?
I think now it's just the time of the year where people are saying, "Oh, we're going to be getting into the holidays. Things are going to slow down, um, just because of the time of year."
So your belief right now, you could kind of say is business needs to wait. Business is going to slow down, or
Yeah, I
people
hear
just
it all the
buy right
time. I
now.
mean, yeah, when I talk to agents, and it's always, how's business? And right now it's always this time of year. People are like, well, it's slowing down. Summer was hot, but it's getting ready to slow down. So they're preparing for everybody to drop off the face of the earth for the
Yes.
holidays or the winter and whatever else the case may be. So they're all, just expecting not to do business.
Yep. And if they're expecting not to do business, they're probably not taking the action to do that business, right? Because in their mind, they believe that it's going to slow down, and so they should just slow down. So it all starts with shifting that core belief. So instead of the market is slow right now, maybe the belief needs to be agents aren't taking advantage of the opportunity in the market right now. Agents aren't taking advantage of the buyers and sellers that are in the market right now. There is an abundance of buyers and sellers for me to go work with. So shifting that mindset to raise your belief so that everything else can rise with it, right? So a lot of like I think some of the big ones that are on here that can be super helpful. There's a lot of people who don't work their CRM for whatever reason. They just don't believe they need to work their CRM. Changing your mindset to like my CRM is a gold mine, right? My CRM isn't just a database. My CRM isn't just something that I refer back to when I need to. It's not a pain in the butt. It's a gold mine. It is a gold mine waiting for you to go out and get business. Instead of, we've got a slowdown right now, right? Maybe the people buy homes every day is the mentality and the belief that people need to shift to. Instead of saying people aren't buying homes right now, people buy homes every day. This is a phenomenal market, right? All of those things, just resetting your expectations. So becoming aware when you catch yourself in the moment of having those conversations that are negative beliefs about the market, how do you shift that into something that is a more positive belief that will help you take the action that you need to take? And it's getting back into that positive cycle, right? The positive belief, the positive potential, the positive actions equal the positive results. So remembering that consistent action creates those consistent results. And then what happens when you have it's the same thing, right? You have negative, then you've just reinforced, right? You had a negative belief. There's not buyers out here. You're not taking the action to get the buyers. Your results are you don't have the buyers. And now you're just reinforcing that belief again. So you have to break that cycle, right? There are plenty of buyers to be out there. I'm going to go get on the phone and call and prospect for buyers. Then you're going to get the results of the buyers. And then you have to keep reaffirming that belief. There's a business trap that we all get on though, and we talk about this a lot, right? Like the business roller coaster. So the momentum starts and then we see results and we get so excited, but we think the deals are just going to keep coming in, right? You see that paycheck and then you just think that paycheck's going to keep coming. And we get distracted with things like deals and fires and our lead generation stops and then our business slows. And then we have to start that cycle all over again. The belief that success cycle, you can jump in at any point. You can jump in at any point. So and you can jump out at any point, right? And so if you stop doing the action, you're going to stop getting the results. If you want to get the results, you can change your belief. You can go take the action to help you change your belief. You can jump in at any point. You just you have to do it. You have to take some sort of action. So it kind of starts with getting crystal clear. It doesn't kind of, it starts with getting crystal clear on your goals. You need to know the exact number of transactions you want, the exact amount of time you want to spend with your family, the exact amount of money that you want to make. You have to have tangible goals and missions. Think of it like sports. We'll go football, Romeo, because I know that resonates with you with your boys, right? Can you imagine your boys playing football if there was no scoreboard? If there was no way to keep score, all you're doing is just tackling each other and going after the ball. It wouldn't be very fun, would it? It would be pointless. And so you have to think of your business in the same way, right? You have to have clear and tangible goals. What's the goal line? How do you score in your business? And you also have to remember that it all starts with your beliefs. If you think of any successful person or business out there, they all have a strong belief. They have missions, they have visions, they have values, they have these beliefs, these core beliefs that they believe at their core. And then also, as we're talking about kind of that cycle, you have to remember you're either moving forward or you're moving backward. There's truly there's no neutral. It's either you're moving forward or you're moving backward. So if you stop your action, moves you backward. Change your belief, moves you forward. Take more action, moves you forward. So you want to take those steps that are going to move you forward. why don't we take the action? We have limiting beliefs. A lot of us have beliefs that we're just holding on to that were instilled in us in childhood from our family or from other experiences. We were told things should be in a certain way. Distractions, lack of clarity is a huge one. If you aren't clear on what you want, how in the heck do you think you're going to get it? And then avoidance. I would say avoidance or kind of goes along with distractions too, right? Like letting people pull us in different directions because we don't want to do the hard thing. Letting people dictate what we are or are not going to do instead of really owning our truth and what we want to do and taking action on it. Okay, so we're going to do an energy check exercise. We're going to take 30 seconds here. Do you want to jump in before I do this, Matt?
No, let's do the exercise first, and then I'll share my thought here.
Perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to take 30 seconds. And that thing that you circled earlier, we're going to go back to that list. What is your energy towards that thing that you want to improve? Is it negative? Is it positive? Is it fear-based? Like, just what's your energy towards that item that you want? And how are you showing up towards that item right now? So let's just take 30 seconds and think about that, write it down. Like, what's your energy towards that item? And how are you showing up? And did that give you an aha moment of why you don't have what you circled that you want to have? All right, Matt, whenever you're ready, I'll let you jump in and give your.
Um, yeah, so for this is great, right? So for me, one of the biggest ones and the fastest ways of demotivating me or pulling me out of activity is a lack of clarity. Like really not understanding why what I'm doing is actually a part of the finished product. Once someone can help me understand or make it really clear, like don't keep me busy, but like show me. For me, I'm a very much of like a here's the finish line, and then let me come up with the way of getting there, as opposed to here's just the things that we want you to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to do those things.
Yeah.
If you will, as opposed to, hey, the goal is to do here, and by the way, here's the metrics, and we're ranking it, and if you put me on a scoreboard, I I'll only be last once.
Mr. Competitive.
That's just facts.
Yeah.
Like you'll only catch me at the bottom of that list one time, if ever, and it may be, yeah. So heads up.
And that
That's
reminds me, like both my kids did this in high school. They would take classes that just aren't ever going to amount to anything that they're going to need in the future, right? They're just required courses. And they're like, when am I ever going to learn this again? So they would just get terrible grades, smartest kids, terrible grades, didn't apply themselves because they just didn't see, they didn't have that clarity on how that was going to help them in the future. And quite frankly, there's some courses where I couldn't give them the clarity on how that was going to help them either, other than it's going to get you to your high school diploma that you need to get your next phase. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I was a B student in high school, and then once I figured out what I was going after, I was magna cum laude, dean's list, and then full ride for grad school, like 4.0 after that.
yeah. And that direction is everything.
Yeah.
Okay, now that you guys kind of have an idea, does anybody want to? Well, let's jump into this because we probably don't have time to share. We've only got 2 minutes. But I want you guys to just focus on those things and the actions that you can take to get whatever item it was that you have and get back into that success cycle. But there's really 3 steps to creating anything. It's awareness. Now that you guys have done this exercise, you are aware of what you want. Now you need to become more aware of why you're not getting what you want and what you need to do to get there. And then that feeds right into number 2. You need to create an intentional structure and plan around how you're going to get there. You can't just say, I want to do 50 transactions this year. Awesome. What is the path? What is the map to getting you to the 50 transactions? And then you have to integrate it. You can't just visualize and it's going to pop up right in front of you. You have to actually integrate, be disciplined, and do the things that you need to do to get there. Justin says this all the time. All problems could be solved with calendar blocking and action, calendar
Yeah.
blocking and discipline. We can pretty much have anything we want if we just time block for it and do what we need to do. So just, the four categories to design your life. Your belief system, figure out the belief that would 100% guarantee your success about
I
you.
apologize. I have a hard stop. I got somebody waiting in my
Okay.
waiting 9:30.
Okay.
Yep.
So belief system, the potential, right? Remembering that you are responsible for your emotional state every single day. The key to sales is enthusiasm, energy, influence. You need to design your life and routine intentionally. You need to take the action. You need to come up to with 1 to 3 actions and standards that you are going to commit to every single day, and then you're going to get the results. And the big thing that he says too, if you guys don't have money results, like money goals, actual money goals, not just transaction goals, you might have issues around money that you need to work through as well. And then just making sure that you keep your promises to yourself. If you don't keep your promise to yourself, you're just telling your subconscious that you won't follow through on things. So you can set all the goals that you want in the world, but if you don't keep your promises to yourself, you're going to self-sabotage because your subconscious doesn't believe that you can do it, that you're going to do it. So really, time block and execution is going to be your big thing. And changing the cycle starts with changing your emotional state. So getting in the right emotional state, reprogramming and reframing those beliefs so that you can complete the entire cycle. So I know we're over time, so we won't go through all this, but I just want you guys to think about like ways you can actually recreate your emotional state, get in a better state, get clarity around what it is you really want. That might be just taking a little bit of extra time every morning to journal, to go for a walk, to meditate, starting by keeping just one promise to yourself at a time. Make sure you're moving your body, doing all the things, but figuring out how to change your mindset and changing your beliefs is going to be the key to getting what you want out of life. Guys have any thoughts, questions, comments before we part for the day?
Yeah, no, I think all this is good. Um, Definitely good stuff. I know for me, the biggest thing that I need to work on is, kind of like I said on this list, the journaling, go deep with your feelings. I operate pretty much in a very surface level capacity.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I've never really taken the time to, dig that deep and, um, so I know that's something I definitely need to work on as far as goal settings and just life in general. And I think that overall will help you with, being present, and all those other things. So yeah, that is my struggle, I would say.
I love it, Ramil. I mean, like awareness is where it all starts. So at least you are aware that that's your thing you need to work on because you can't work on what you don't acknowledge and what you're not aware of. So,
No, I appreciate this, Michelle. Also, I think like one of my biggest problems is letting other people's negativity, like their energy around something, affect me because I'll be like fine and everything, and then it's just like constant, like the bombardment of like their negativity or their opinion about something, and it's just it's not just like one person. It can be everything from like family to other agents to clients and stuff, and it's like whoa. Like get away from the negative energy.
yeah, and you have to. And I think with social media, we can take on other people's beliefs really quick. And so it's
Mhm.
really just filtering. It's putting a filter on your mind and choosing, like consciously choosing what you're accepting as fact, what you are accepting as your belief, and figuring out how to reject the rest of it, reframe, reprocess. It's not easy, and it's not something that is just like you're going to do it once and you're forever going to do it. It's a forever thing. constantly growing and evolving. Awesome. All right, friends. Well, I will let you get back to your week. Go crush your week, and we will see you guys on Workshop Wednesday. Bye, guys.